Content Catchup.
I'm going to kick us off this week. My one, what I saw, it's not a physical example. We don't need to see it, but basically I saw it during the week of Saints. So we're going to go home. We haven't done an AFL example, I don't think, but
No.
simply every week for AFL, every team needs to post a team selection. So they just let their members all read out the line by line team selection. So that reminded me of what the Phoenix Suns did with, how they let their kids or the kids of the players and family members read out the introduction, like on the big
Yeah.
screen. Yeah. So it just got me thinking of how during COVID the teams have sort of adjusted to include the members and fans, and I guess that made me think to the wider point of playing sport versus not during COVID. So do you remember when I guess all this started becoming very real for everyone and it didn't look like any sport leagues would go ahead, but then I guess AFL, NBA made the decision to actually go on with it, and you saw a lot online about it's not being worth it. It's just sport. I wanted to ask you, as a bit of a theme, where was your head trying to remove yourself from your position in our roles as jobs, but where was your head at in, were you on the side of it's worth going to all this effort to play sport, or were you on the side of let's just let it go? Like, it's not that important. It's more important for people to stick with their families. Or did you not have a side?
No, I think I was definitely on the side that it's important to play sport.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I mean, it's my job. If we hadn't played sport, and sorry, I know you just said removing yourself from it, but if this season hadn't gone ahead, the reality of it is that you and I wouldn't have had a job to come back to. But then removing it back, I've gotten so much enjoyment from being able to, while you're locked down or whatever, to be able to switch on to at least two different sports at any given time. Like, especially when the NBA came back, and that gave like that fresh, there's something different. It's not just AFL. There's cricket on at the moment. I think there was just the US Open just finished up. There was tennis. It seems selfish because, you are putting a stress on health resources around the world, because what happens if there's an outbreak amongst a team and then there's all of a sudden 45 plus people that have COVID.
Yeah.
But
Well,
sorry,
no, go on.
but if you don't do that, like, there's so many people that are impacted. Like, people lose their jobs, number one, broadcasters, people that work at TV networks, journalists. Already you're seeing, like, by not having people in stadiums, how many people have lost their jobs through hospitality as well. Like, it's not even people just going to a game. It's the bars around the ground that are full when there's sport on. People going out and enjoying that, security at the stadium, cleaners at the stadium, all these small flow-on effects from sport that are important. Even like, you're looking at them being up in hubs, right? Everyone that's in a hub is in a hotel, which means that there's people now working in the hotel that previously, during this time wouldn't have had work because travel's locked down.
Yeah, that's sort of that's what I wanted to talk about, because not only jobs, but you touched on it before, of being able to switch on to sport, and it's essentially the only outlet a lot of people have. So we're all sitting at home. Not Some of us don't have jobs. Some of us are lucky enough to have jobs. The kids are at home, not at school. There's all this talk about, everyone knows that people are lacking with motivation, and are you okay day just passed. So like that mental side of things, and just seeing like the pure enjoyment of those members, even in the Saints fans video, that they feel connected to a sport team. We posted one during the week of Matthew Cottrell, his goal celebration, and that little ginger kid doing the celebration next to it, and that made my week, and I'm sure it made a lot of people's week. But that was a perfect example of why sport is so important right now, and it's not just about I guess the hassle and how much effort it is to keep the leagues going, but it's something for people to switch off from COVID and what's actually happening, and just seeing the enjoyment they have from following the league and the excitement. And I think when it first started, I did understand the point of maybe it is too much effort and it's probably not worth the risk of the breakouts in the hubs or missing families. Like families more important. But yeah, there's just a couple of things I saw during the week that I'm like, sport is a great outlet for everyone right now.
Absolutely. I guess a follow-up question from that. Do you think it's going to become more normal that sport teams around the world are going to try and integrate fans like this? Or is this going to kind of disappear as soon as COVID's over?
I reckon, because let's be realistic about it, it won't be over for a while. I think we'll keep seeing creative ways that teams actually incorporate fans, like even just seeing the excitement of kids fans on the NBA virtual backgrounds at games. Like they have to sort of find ways to include people and especially kids, and that's going to make their day. That's going to make their week. So it'll be interesting to see what even the NFL. Like obviously you can't have. Well, you said some fans are there, but they can't have fans. It'd be too big to have virtual fans like on a board or anything like AFL.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what the NFL is going to do in terms of fan engagement. I did notice in the stadium they had those cardboard cutouts that a lot of AFL teams have been rolling with. I think it's a good thing. I think why not, using the St Kilda example, why not involve the members in something like that? I mean, it's not hurting anyone really. Like, sure, it's a little bit of extra work here and there, but the impact, like for members who have stood by, and this sounds really PR-y and media managed, but like for members who have like given up cash during this time, when they're not earning a lot of money or they're not really getting anything, they don't get to go to the games. You've got to give something back. And we often talk about like digital memberships and whatnot, and how we struggle to sometimes like provide unique bits of content that are locked to members. But maybe this is something different you do. Maybe this is like, all right, as part of your digital membership, you're actually going to be a part of team selection, or you'll get a spot on the big screen, or like some people might froth that. Oh, you just don't know.
Exactly. Or like work it into like a weekly piece of a weekly segment that you get to feature on this segment every week. And my main thing that I think about is it's not hard from our point of view, or from the team's point of view. It's not hard to reach out to get someone to read out a team selection.
Exactly. Or even if you want to go down the other path and from a safety point of view, you just get everyone to read out one name, similar to the Suns example. You just piece it all together. Like it's annoying, but team selection's annoying anyway. You may as well do it.
Yeah, but that's what I had for this week. I think well done Saints, well done Suns again. Suns, we got two of ours. We might as well make them our content catch-up team, I reckon.